Welcome back to Kearsarge Valley Magazine, and we are here at the New London Barn Playhouse. It must be summer. Carol Dunne, Executive Director, and Tony Lawson, one of the guest actors from this summer, are joining me. Hello.
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 Thanks for coming. Yes, if we're talking to you and we're sitting outside, then it is summer, which means it's barn.
Yes, and we are very excited. The Straw Hat Review is up and ready to go, and we have 4 shows in rehearsal right now. So all of the planning from the winter months has just sort of come together in the last 2 weeks.
Good. So you have a great lineup this year. Some old favorites, some new favorites.
Yes, and you know, we always try to sort of make a focus in the season when we're choosing it. And this year the focus was family, to make all of the musicals very accessible to families. So actually all our shows this year, really except for the last one, which I'll talk about last, Picasso at the La Panagile, but we open with Harvey next week.
Sure.
Which is, I think, one of the great comedies, American comedy classics, about
Jimmy Stewart was in the movie version.
Exactly, and I grew up loving that movie, and it was done at the barn for many years, and then now it's been about 25 years since it's been performed here.
Oh,
Yeah,
how
so
nice to bring it
we're bringing it
back.
back, and it's really a play about accepting people how they are, because the leading character, Elwood, has an invisible 6-foot rabbit friend.
That's his invisible friend?
His invisible friend, and sort of chaos is created, and but it's a very lovable comedy.
Good,
So
and that one's not a musical.
it's not a
Okay.
musical, but it is also very family friendly.
Great.
You know, I love the idea of our young people seeing the classics, the classic comedies.
Yes.
And that's what that is.
Agreed. Don't get more classic than Jimmy
You
Stewart.
kind of don't, do you?
No. Okay, so that's a great one. And
Yeah.
then Pirates is next.
Yes, and so Tony Lawson is our pirate king, and our viewers might remember him as Tevye in Fiddler on the Roof 2 years ago. So we're thrilled to have Tony back. Tony and I actually met 3 or 4 years ago at the Northern Stage. We did Lend Me a Tenor together there, so we are absolutely so lucky to have Tony back playing our pirate king.
Yes, well that's got all kinds of swashbuckling and swords and
Sure.
damsels.
A little bit of everything.
Yes.
It is. It's dudes and damsels, and you know,
And music. That one is a musical.
Gorgeous music. We chose that because when I was first starting out, one of my first jobs in summer stock was as one of the sisters in Pirates of Penzance, and it was the most fun I've ever had. It's all about romance and adventure and words, and I feel like, again, young people are introduced to pirates with the Disney movies, but Gilbert and Sullivan have a pretty great take on what it is to be a pirate that is a bit more clever, you know? I mean, it's classic, gorgeous music, but it's fun, and we have sword fighting.
And the costumes, I'm sure, are
costumes
stunning
are
in that.
Yeah, we don't know what you're wearing yet. He's the
Probably
dude.
not much.
Probably
Something ruffly,
Ruffly.
Yes.
In
Poet
red.
shirt.
Yes.
But it's
Thankfully.
very romantic.
Yeah.
Great. Well, that's a great one. It sounds like there's enough going on that even little kids would like that. There's probably
yes.
a lot of activity on stage and
Yeah.
some sword fights.
And you've done a couple of productions of Pirates of Penzance, haven't you?
Through the years,
Through the years,
yeah.
yeah.
It's a play that the high schools do sometimes, so some people may be familiar with it because
Yeah.
it does show up in a scaled-down version at some of the high schools.
Yeah. It's
So,
just
all
one
right.
of my favorites.
Great.
Yep.
Hey, one of my favorites is on stage, and that's Hairspray.
Yay!
I can't wait to see that one.
We're very excited about that. So that's the first week in August, and we chose Hairspray because no one's done it in this area. And we want every season to have something very new for people, you know, who maybe love the classics. We want to introduce them to something new. Last year it was The Producers, and
Yes.
this year it's Hairspray.
Yeah.
Again, a really wonderful rock and roll. Did your kids see the movie?
Oh, yes.
Times? Have you seen the stage show in New York too?
We saw the tour that came around,
the
which
tour.
was excellent.
Yeah.
So.
Great fun, very vibrant, you know. So always trying to give sort of a flow to the season between something old and something new.
Yeah, nice historical relevance in that. You know, our kids didn't live through the 60s and things like that.
Yes,
so I
and
think that gives a bit of history
It's
there.
the 60s in Baltimore, and it's all about really how Motown and that sound was starting to become mainstream, and how communities started to become a little bit more integrated. But it's really about those first moments, and it's really joyous.
It is. It's a great story
the
for
closing
everybody.
song from that is "You Can't Stop the Beat," and I saw it in London, and I left the theater just singing that song.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really fun.
Good. Now talk about the gala a little bit because we don't want to miss that, and that's all based around Hello Dolly.
It is. So
Which is another
our
favorite.
gala. Have you been to our gala
No.
here before?
No.
Oh, Tony, it's one of the great nights of the summer. We have to,
It is.
We have to make you
At one of
come
the
out
best
here.
locations, the
I'm coming back
Historical
for
At
that.
the
Society.
Historical Society, indeed. And our event always sells out. I'm forgetting the date right now.
It's
I
July
think it's the
9th, because I'm going. It's July
Good.
9th.
Thank you, Lynn.
It's a
I'm
Friday.
so glad. And what we do is we have a wonderful committee. The theme is an evening with Dolly, and we're doing Hello Dolly after Pirates of Penzance. And all of the decor is based on the Harmonia Gardens in New York, which was
Oh,
one
how
of the
nice.
great restaurants, grand restaurants. And so it's going to be very glamorous. And then the company comes and we do a big show right there, but it's fun because you're much closer to all of the
You can see
singers.
everybody close
You can
up.
see everybody, and the food is always unbelievably
Yeah.
incredible.
And Will Ogmanson plays.
Will plays, and sometimes we have some local actors sing also, you know,
Good.
so that we all work
Yeah.
together on it.
Nice.
So that's one of our favorite
That
events
is
of the
always a
year, I have
beautiful
to say.
event.
And also coming up, so we've got the Straw Hat Review this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday we do the 50th reunion at Dartmouth. We do a show at the Hopkins Center. Tuesday we do something at the Fells.
Oh, fun.
Thursday, we do a benefit at the Canoe Club, so we really don't stop.
Yeah.
And it's all about getting people excited and meeting the company now and lifting off the season.
Yep, and then getting the families into the theater once the season really launches,
Absolutely.
which is great.
And I
We're
might
so lucky.
Also mention, you know, this is the time for subscriptions and flex passes if people are thinking of subscribing to more than one show.
So it's
please
still
do it now.
available.
It
Good.
is,
We
but
can
not
still
for
sneak
much
in.
longer.
Great.
Yep, and if you subscribe, you get to have your same seats every week, and that's huge. And you know, for us, our subscribers are the foundation of the theater.
It's true.
We'd like to be able to count on people.
Well, we're so glad you're back up. It's great.
Thank
it
you
means
so
summer's
much.
here, and have a
Yeah.
great summer, and
you
we'll
so
see you
much.
on the porch.
We will.
All right, thanks.
Okay, thank you.
When we return, I'll wrap up this weekend edition of KVM with some highlights coming up on the next weekday show starting Monday evening. So stay with us.